All right, so what we are checking out today is going to be the Thor V2 1S charger by HGLRC. And this is probably one of the cheaper 1S chargers that you can find on the market. But should you be getting it and settle with the cheapest? Well, let's find out by looking at what it can do. Let's get going. All right, so the HGLRC Thor V2 1S charger is a 6-port serial-based charger for 1S LiPo, and powering up the charger is going to be very straightforward. All you need is a USB-C block with a 65-watt output and a USB-C cable. So your regular iPhone charging block probably is not going to be ideal because it does not have enough current to push the charger to give it enough juice to charge your batteries. So for best result, get a 65-watt charging block. And if you need the cheapest one, I'll just put the one I can find down below in the description. So the charger basically supports 4 types of LiPo connectors. So the first one is going to be the A30. So the A30 is basically compatible with BT 2.0. So this is A30 and this is going to be the DT 2.0. And you can see that they're a little bit different, but yeah, eventually they're just the same type of connectors that you can plug into the same port. And the next one is going to be the PH 2.0. So PH 2.0 is kind of like the predecessors for the BT 2.0 A30. Like things are generally shifting to BT 2.0 and like A30s for at least for the OOP section. And yeah, besides this one, there is going to be another less common connector type, which is going to be the MX20, which I don't see that quite often, but the connector is going to be right there on the screen. So yep. Anyway, so to operate the charger is pretty simple. There's only one button to allow you to select between the max back charge voltage from 4.2 or the max charge voltage to 4.35. But I would assume most of the case that you're going to be using this charger for the 4.35 because the 1S LiPos that we use are all 4.35 high volt LiPo. So yeah, but just make sure that for some reason if you have a 1S LiPo that is actually a 4.2 regular LiPo, then just make sure you don't switch it to 4.35 because you're going to overcharge it. But most of the case, I say 4.35 should be the knob you should put this on. All right, so operating the charger, as I was saying, very simple. All you needed to do is plug in the LiPos to the ports. So you can see that there's going to be 6 ports right here. You just have to plug in the LiPo to the corresponding port. So this is the PH 2.0. Okay, so you are able to mix and match any LiPos that you like. You can just charge up all kinds of LiPos at the same time. You can see that PH 2.0, BT 2.0, and this is going to be the A30. So A30, plug it in right here. So you can mix and match, but one thing that you should pay attention is that this is considered one port and you cannot and do not plug in multiple batteries at the same port. So when you plug it in here, make sure this is going to be empty. When you plug it in here, make sure these two are empty. So very simple. All you needed to do after this is to plug in the USB-C cable, and the other side, of course, is your charging block. And after you plug it in, you can see that it's begin charging. So the rest of the ports without LiPos are just going to be green and it's going to be fine. So the ones that is charging, you're going to get like a red signal. And once the charging is complete, this is just basically going to be turning green. And yeah, that's basically the nutshell of this LiPo charger. So there's basically a brainless charger that there's nothing that you needed to learn. There's no learning curve at all for this charger to operate. So yeah. Anyway, all right, so during the charging cycle, let's actually talk about should you be buying the Thor V2 charger and is it worth it? I would say unless you are on a really tight budget that you just do not have any juice to squeeze out and you just have to settle with this one, probably I would say just get a little bit extra money and get the Wi-Fi Woopster 3, which is about 30% extra more expensive, but it's going to be a much better charger. If you wanted to see the review of this one and a tutorial of how to use it, links are going to be down below for your quick reference. So the main issue with the Thor V2 is that it lacks the storage charge function, meaning that your LiPos will either be at a fully charged status or discharged. So it just don't have anything in the middle. And if you wanted to keep your LiPos for living longer, you want your LiPos to be storage charged when you're not using them. And this charger basically does not have that function. However, if you just want a charger that is super easy to use with a plug-and-play setup with zero learning requirement and something that you can just throw in your backpack without having to worry about it, just as a fuel emergency charger, then this is probably going to work. But if you are the one that wants to have something that is going to be using on your bench regularly, then still the Wi-Fi Booster 3 is still probably your best shot. All right, so that's it for this overview. And if you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.